Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today is my February/March reading wrap up and also my April TBR. You may have noticed I didn't post a video doing my February wrap up, and that is because I only read 2 books in February and I didn't have a TBR for March. So yeah, but let's get on to the video. These are all the books I read in the last couple of months. There's a couple that aren't here, but that's because they are ones I just read on my Kindle. So the first book I read in February was A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J Maas. It's the second book in the ACOTAR series. 5 stars. 5 stars. I'm obsessed with this series. I'm about to move on to the 4th book in the series, and I can't wait. I love it so much. And that's, oops, spoiler, you know what I read next. But yeah, no, this is 5 star. I absolutely adored it. I love Feyre. I love Reese. I love Moore. If you know what Tamlin does in this book, you will understand my hatred. Okay, no. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan. Is he the worst character in the world? No. I'm just not his biggest fan. So I do not like Tamlin in the slightest. And I liked him in the first book. Not so much by the end of it, but I still liked him. This book, hatred was signed, sealed, and delivered. But yeah, not a fan. But you can tell how much I love the series because I tabbed it, all of it. And I don't normally tab books. I never tab them because I feel like it takes away from the experience. But I love these books that much that I couldn't resist, and I tabbed, I highlighted, I had the best time, and I want more. I need more. And yeah, so I loved it, and it was incredible. Then next I read, this is the only other book I read in February. I think it makes sense considering the size of these books. A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J Maas as well. This is the 3rd book in the ACOTAR series. Absolutely adored. I think this is my favourite book in the series so far. Granted, I haven't read A Course Over Flames yet, so that may take the top spot. But as of right now, this one is my all-time favourite in the series. And I tapped this one as well. And it was so good. It was so good. Feyre is a badass. I love her. Like, she's a queen. I love Feyre. But yeah, no, I really, really, really enjoyed this. 5 stars as well. After reading A Court of Mist and Fury and A Court of Wings and Ruin, I decided I am going to lower my rating of A Court of Thorns and Roses to 4 stars instead of 5, just because it's not as good as these two, but it's still a good book. But yeah, I absolutely loved this so much, and I think everyone should read this series. And if you haven't already, you're letting yourself down because it's so good. It's just so good. But yeah, no, I adored this book, and like, I'm surprised how quickly I read it. Normally with books this size, it takes me like an entire month to read it. I read it in like 2 weeks, which to some people may seem like a really long time, but I'm a slow reader most of the time. So yeah, but no, absolutely adored. Actually, I think I might have read it in a week. I need to check. Okay, so it's actually took me just over a week. It actually took me 9 days to read this book, which I'm shocked about. But yeah, no, absolutely adored. Favourite book in the series so far. And I can't wait to make a start on A Court of Silver Flames. Now, moving on to the books I read in March. The first book I read was Heartburns by Colleen Hoover. Another 5 star. Honestly, every time I get a book recommendation off of Geordie or Em, I know it's going to be a 5 star read because I absolutely adored this. I read it rather quickly, to be completely honest. This book was funny, it was sad, it was very eye-opening. Like, I loved it. I ate every bit of this book up. I loved the main girl. I loved Bea and I loved Samson, and I just thought they were very cute, and I loved how their relationship progressed and everything. And I love how he just understood her. He understood everything that she'd been through and understood why she was so broken. But yeah, no, incredible book. I absolutely adored it, and I would definitely recommend it. I would just suggest looking up like trigger warnings and stuff, but that's the thing you should always do with Colleen Hoover books, because she likes to throw trauma at you. Like, she really likes throwing trauma at people. But yeah, no, really good, 5 stars, definitely recommend. Now, the next couple of books I read, I don't actually have with me physically, because these ones I just read on Kindle Unlimited. I needed a bit of like a couple of like quick, easy reads, and these books were like only 100 pages each. They really weren't that long, and they were little, like, I guess you'd call them like short stories, and it was a set of 3 books. So they were called, so I had to get my little thingy bullet journal. I'll put a picture of the book titles here, of the book covers anyway. And so the books I read were Blurred Limits, Brutal Limits, and Broken Limits, and I gave Brutal Limits 3 stars, Broken Limits 2 stars, and then Brutal Limits, I gave Blurred Limits 3 stars, Brutal Limits 2 stars, and Broken Limits 3 stars as well. So by no means were these literary masterpieces. The things with these books was they were very quick, easy reads. They were dark romances. Honestly, now that I'm looking back at them, I don't really remember much of it, and I don't really remember what I read. So, I'm not exactly... But yeah, I didn't... They weren't the best, but I read them in like 2 days. So, they were decent books. The spice was pretty good, and I just think that I just needed like a very quick, easy read, especially considering the next book that I'm about to show broke me. So the next 2 books that I have, I'm not actually going to tell you my rating for them yet, and I'm not going to talk about them too much because they are in tomorrow's video. But the other 2 books that I finished in March were A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole and A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J Maas. Really enjoyed these books. They were really good, but I'm not going to sell my rating or anything just because they are books that are going to be in my next video, so I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah. So now moving on to my April TBR. I've kind of gone a bit overboard with my April TBR. I don't think I'm going to read all of these. This is more like my April hopefuls, but there's a couple in here that I do definitely want to read. So the first one is, no surprise, A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J Maas. This is the book I'm going to be trying to read first, but it's very big. I already have my tabs and my highlighter ready because I know I'm going to be annotating this. But I really want to read this book so badly because it's my man's book. It's Cassian's book. Of course I want to read it. So yeah, that is the first one I want to get to, and I'm really excited about it. Then the next one is for a book club. So I'm in the Bookington Book Club run by Kate Books, and the book they have for April is Bride by Ellie Hazelwood. I've never actually read any of Ellie Hazelwood's work. I do have a couple of her books, but I've never read them. But this one is exactly like up my street. This is a paranormal rom-com from what I've heard. The main girl is a vampire and the main guy is a werewolf. And from what I know, they're from like rivaling like clans and stuff, and they have like a marriage of convenience or something. But yeah, no, that is book 2 that I want to read, and I will be reading this because it's for a book club and I've not participated in the book club for a while. But yeah, no, that's one I really want to read because I love paranormal romance type things. So I read a lot of fantasy recently. because I've been reading, like, obviously the ACOTAR series, so I wanted to include a bit more romance at the moment, because that is what I love the most. And I've decided to put Done and Dusted by Lila Sage in for this month, because I've heard really good things about it. I know Geordie read this and she loved it, and she's also read the second one, and I want to read it because I've never actually read a cowboy romance before, and it just intrigues me. So I really want to read this. I probably will be reading it on my Kindle, just because even though I love owning physical books, I prefer reading on my Kindle, just because I read a lot faster on there. But yeah, no, that is one I do definitely want to get to. And then the other one, which is just another romance, is called First Down by Grace Riley. I picked this up from the works not long ago. All I know is sports romance. That's it. But I'm kind of in my sports romance era, and I really just love it. Like, one of my favourite books is Say You Swear by Megan Brandy, and that is a sports romance. I also love the Off Campus series, so yeah. So the first four I showed you are ones that I definitely want to get to in April. The rest of these are ones that I want to try and get to, but I don't know if I'm going to get to all of them, because some of them are quite long and there's a lot of books on this list and I'm not the fastest reader. So first up we have Crush by Tracy Wolff. I read Crave, I think, over a year ago now, and then I started this and I got like 90 pages in, and then I never carried on reading it because I went into a slight slump afterwards. But yeah, no, I do want to carry on reading this because the chapters aren't that long. It's a very quick, easy read. I think I literally have a video of when I was reading it, and I think it was in 2022. So yeah, no, I do want to pick this up and carry on reading it, and I hope I do. But it is a rather thick book. I think it's, how many pages is this? 684, so it's not exactly small. So that's one of them. It's like a, but I guess you'd call it like a fantasy romance, because it's got like dragons and things like that in it. Then the other two books another couple of books I want to read is If Love Had a Price and If We Were Perfect. These are the last two books in the If Love series I read. If We Ever Meet Again and If the Sun Never Sets. I read them last year and I did quite enjoy them. I think I gave them both 4 or 4.5 stars. I think I gave the first one 4 stars and the second one 4.5 stars. So I do want to finish these because I love Anna Huang's work. I've read all of the Twisted books and I really love them. So yeah, I want to definitely read these ones. And they're not long. I think they're like no more than 300 pages each. So yeah, I do want to read these. The next two I want to read are part of a series. I actually have already read the second book in the series because I didn't realise it was a series, but they're interconnected standalones, so I don't think it really matters. But that is Things I Wanted to Say But Never Did, and Promises We Meant to Keep by Monica Murphy. I read A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, I think in 2022. I picked it up because I saw a quote on TikTok and I was just like, okay, I'll give it a try, and I quite enjoyed it. I think I gave it 5 stars at the time. It's definitely not a 5 stars. I think it's more of a 4-star book, but I can't actually remember what I gave it. But yeah, no, I want to read both of these, and they both are free on Audible. They are in the Audible Plus catalogue, so I'm going to listen to the audiobooks while I read them because it'll help me get through them pretty quickly. Because these are both, well, this one is very thick. This one is like not as bad, but yeah. I told you this TBR was like very much, what am I doing? But yeah, no, I do want to get to these two. But these ones are ones that if I don't get to them, I'm not really that bothered. So the next book is one that was gifted to me by one of my lovely friends, Lex, and that was That is The Second Chance Year by Melissa Wisner. I read It All Comes Back to You by Melissa a while ago. It was an ARC that I got off of NetGalley. I think I read it in October because I read it while I was travelling to see a friend, and I absolutely adored it. I loved that book. And this is one that she came out with pretty recently, and I wanted to read it because I really enjoyed her writing style, and it just looked really good. So yeah, I definitely want to get to this. I don't know if it will be this month or in the next couple of months, because I have some videos planned for the next couple of months. But yeah, so really enjoyed this. I really hope I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed It All Comes Back to You, and I can't wait to read this book. So that is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm really looking forward to reading a lot of these books. I am probably going to start reading A Course Over Flames as soon as I finish filming. Well, after I finish the YouTube video I'm watching. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to read all of these. And I hope I do get through the majority of them this month, mainly because over the next couple of months I do have a couple of reading challenges I'm doing, and the books that are in them are all ones that have kind of been picked for me. But I'm really looking forward to reading them anyway, because, you know, I just love to read anyway. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to reading these. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I will catch you tomorrow with a new video.